I'm Jeff Ambrose. I'm the restoration manager at the Colorado Railroad Museum, and this is a bit of an update on some of the projects we have going in and around outside the Roundhouse right now. We have the Uintah 50 car, which is a combine off of the Uintah Railway that was completed roughly in 1935. On that car, we're doing complete interior restoration. We've removed all the interior paneling, put up new paneling, stained it, put finish on it. The freight end of the car has been repainted, finished, and is in condition to receive new flooring. The freight doors have been, one was rebuilt using existing pieces, the other one was built from scratch. Those have been glazed and painted and will be rehung here in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, my name's Rick Larson. I'm a volunteer here at the museum working on the Uintah 50 Combine car. What I have here is an example of the prototypical shade assembly that used to fit over the windows, sort of something like this. You can see here's the old fixtures, and then this was the exterior that faced the interior of the car. As you can see, these have been painted over, and the original composition of the material was right in here. And what we're doing is we're trying to mimic this original composition by rebuilding the original the prototypes to what we're seeing right here. And we'll go ahead and remount these types. Of course, we can't find these right now. The patent on these is 1913. So we'll be replacing these fixtures here, placing them in here, and so we'll have operating window shades for when we finish the car.
The trucks for the Uintah 50 car are nearing completion. They've been painted. Most of the wheels have been replaced. We have one more wheel set that we need to move off of the B8 car and put underneath the trucks. But they've been painted, and final assembly, final bits are being attached, and we should have those under the 50 car hopefully in the next 2 months or so. I'd like to talk a little bit about the restoration of flat car 6532, Rio Grande 6532, which is currently being restored just outside the Roundhouse over on the east side. What we did was we took the frame and wet media blasted it, sandblasted it, it's another word for it, only with a wet sandblaster. Came back, primed it, and have painted it. And currently we're in the process of stenciling the numbers, the identification marks on the outside of the car, as well as fitting beams, the sills, back into the deck. The wooden deck on this flat car was originally supported with these heavy wood sills, and those had all rotted, deteriorated. We removed those and all the attaching hardware. We have fabricated, milled, new Doug fir sills of about the same dimension. And what we've done here is we've actually made these a little bit so they sit a little higher than they did originally. We did this for a couple of reasons, but they sit a little bit high, so the wood decking that will go across at right angles to the sills and span from one side of the car to the other will sit above rivets and other projecting hardware that's in the car. So this will make that installation easier. We really can't afford a nominal 3-inch, 2.5-inch to 3-inch deck that would have been on this car originally. We will be coming back in with pressure treated 2x8 material, milled, shiplap milled, and so it'll sit on top of these. That's a little bit higher than the metal frame, but that will get the top of deck to be at the same height that the top of deck was originally. And we'll add a wood trim piece underneath it around the perimeter, so to the casual observer, the car will have all the same exterior dimensions. It's just the fabrication and installation of the deck will be a little bit different. Hope to have this car finished off in about 2 weeks, at which point we'll be putting its first load on, and the load will be to set this up as a rider car, and we'll have bench seats and side supports for that, and we'll be put in service for the Day Out with Thomas event. So the White Pass and Yukon cars that are sitting just outside the Roundhouse were purchased by the museum off of Craigslist of all places about 2.5 months ago, 3 months ago. We brought them in from Seattle. They're on site. We've looked at the trucks of them. Right now, where most of our attention needs to be focused is on the car bodies and interiors. We're looking at reconfiguring the interiors to provide better access in the cars. We have to replace the ceiling of one of the cars. Actually, we'll just put some paneling over it and finish it. We're going to be replacing the windows with operable windows, hopefully ones that are insulated so we don't have a frost problem when we use the cars for the Polar Express event. And we're going to repaint the outside of the cars. There's also work that needs to be done on the draft gears and the brake systems, but the cars are in pretty good shape, and we hope to have those up and running for Thomas and then in a more completed form for the Polar Express event. So on the 49 Caboose, we had the opportunity to bring this into the shop in between two other projects. And what we're doing on the 49 Caboose, first of all, was to repair the lantern box on top of the cupola. It had been damaged in transit, so we replaced the top box, actually built a new one. That went on. We had to flash the top box back into the roof of the cupola. While we were up there, we repaired some of the rot damage that had occurred to the cupola. Got that done, repainted the cupola, repainted the top box. We painted the roof, which had not been painted, sealed it up to prevent future water damage. Inside, we had to repaint some of the water damaged areas. That's been taken care of. The end platforms had deteriorated, mostly from wear and weather, and so those have been repaired and prime painted. We'll finish up painting those here in the next day or two. And then on this side of the car, the side closest to me, we've had to repaint that whole side of the car. It had been exposed to a lot of sun and weather, so most of the car wasn't repainted, but this side of the 49 Caboose was repainted. Okay, thanks for hearing what's going on in the Roundhouse. If you're interested in being a part of this, we're always looking for volunteers. If you love to paint, woodwork, if you don't even have those skills, we'll be happy to teach you how to apply those skills and work on some of these absolutely amazing pieces of equipment that we have here in the Roundhouse. So until next time, thanks for checking in.